cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king. I can give you justice.
Okay, I think we're live. Sorry, I know, apologize, we're late.
I about got a lot of views.
Yeah, we ended up fixing everything, and then I forgot to change the key and was streaming on James's channel, if you guys saw that, so I apologize. We are here, though. We are here. We're a little late. All right, so first off, let's see who we got up in here. I'm still laughing at your stories. I've heard a lot of your stories, but I've never heard that one. The babysitter shot herself. I'm sorry. That's just... Oh, Jesus. Hello. I know. Who does that shit? Twice. Oh, I know, twice. The second time was the sex scene.
I'll just say how I was able to maintain a dwelling with my mom
I don't know.
all those years.
I don't know how he survived.
Foster care. I don't know how that worked out. My grandma played a big role.
Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see who we got in here. Amanda Stewart. Hello, Amanda. I got your shirt on again. Thank you, Amanda. I really love this Friday the 13th shirt. I've been playing, wearing it when I'm playing Dead by Daylight, and it's badass. So thank you, Amanda. Also, Amanda Duncan and Rough Girl. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. No, we won't go that whole route, but happy birthday. Let's see.
Rough girl.
Rough Girl, Bob Fisher, Amanda Duncan, Emotion Mist. There's Herb, Cherie, Nin Polite, Joey, Cow Dubs, of course. Yeah, you're talking about Froggy style.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Her Monster Highness, back from vacation, I guess, huh? Went to Ireland, I believe. Hopefully you got me that poster I wanted over there. Hoon Jive, Joey, Donna, Herb, Amanda again. Anita, there's my mother. My mother's in the house.
Oh,
can you not hear James?
hey, Susan.
Here, I'll move it over here. I'm loud because I'm deaf. So, my mother's in the house.
He's always in Michael Buffer mode.
Let's get ready to rumble. I can't do that. That's like I could get copywritten for that.
Dude,
for real,
he
like
will.
$1 million.
He will sue your ass.
Damn, that's crazy. So yes, Gecko, hello. Ida Niles, the Hound, what's up? Sarah, so cute. Kay, EchoBot Gaming, Sam Flanagan, Carl Swinson, Paula Rose, Donna Lang. Let's see, I see ya. The Drowned God of Tits and Wine, Jessica Elizabeth, Nicole, Fukune. Did I say that? I said that right that time.
Perfect.
Sounded like it had a real accent. Jessica Shook, Brennan. There's Brennan.
Conor McGregor.
There's Brennan Manus. We know this guy.
Yes,
We
we
know this
do.
cat.
What's going
What's
on,
up,
brother?
Brennan? Lauren, Craig, Amanda, Paula, Jen, Stacy, Jess, Greg. There she is. Hey, Jess, how are you? Thank you for the helping out with the translations. Mama Smokescreen. Somebody tight. Yes, Mama Smokescreen's in the house tonight. Okay. Anyway, so I didn't really have a plan. We're just kind of roughing this one.
That's right.
There's really not a lot of GOT news. I did a video a couple of days ago on Kelly Endrick. Is it Ellie Kendrick? I can't say that backwards. Ellie Kendrick, who plays Mira,
Yes.
has not been called yet. So I did a little video on that and what that could
Yeah.
mean for her being back in the show in season 8. And what does that mean for Howland, her father?
I know, man.
So did a separate little video on that you can check out. But that's really the only news that's been going on as far as filming. We don't really have any. They're being very careful this year. Yeah, where's Carol? She's AWOL, Lauren says.
Damn, she is.
Yeah, I saw her tweeted earlier. Hello from India. Let's see, who is that? Abhinav, I believe. Hello from India. Cool.
Awesome, man.
Very cool. All right, so I know I got some Patreon questions. I apologize for you Patreons too. I posted this late because I'm just an idiot. I'm got a scatterbrain today. So let's see. Manny says, love the show. This is from Patreon. Thank you, Manny.
Thank you.
Love the show and the fans of the Side Effect. Keep your head up. I know you and the gang are doing a lot of work for no money. Yes,
Wow.
We are still working on the whole YouTube piece of that. We do have a new episode coming out tomorrow. It will be on SoundCloud and iTunes and Google Play as usual. But no YouTube channel as of yet. So we'll figure that out. If anybody don't know, our channel got banned because apparently we
got the death sentence.
We did. No strikes or anything. We got it. Our channel got just deleted essentially because something to do with spam and comments, and we'd never used that account for comments. So we have some inquiries into YouTube to see if we get responses from that. But the whole we even did the appeal process, but we didn't know we were appealing.
Yeah,
properly.
And then they wouldn't tell him.
And then they wouldn't
He
tell
kept
me what I
asking,
did.
And they were vague. And
Yes.
he would send another one, like, try to be more specific.
So
and
we
they would say the
changed-
same thing over
Yeah,
and over.
yeah. It was just sending me a copy and paste of their terms of service. Like I've been doing this for a while. I know what their terms of service are. I know what to do and what not to do. And I certainly don't use. It seemed to lean towards using comments to spam other products or services or get people off of YouTube, which is
Right.
completely. I know not to do that,
Right.
and we
Why
never
would you
used that
steer
account.
people away? Why would any of them
Right.
steer
Exactly.
people away from YouTube?
We never even used that account for the side effect account to respond to comments because there's 5 of us or 4 of us now. So we would use our own accounts anyway to respond to comments. So
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, the side effect is gone right now. So we'll try to get that back up one way or the other. But it is still available, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play. So yeah, it's just insane what's
You
going
should
on.
know better than have a side piece
And
anyway.
And
Always
you
true.
know, I thought the whole and not to bitch about YouTube all night, but I thought the whole you know, demonetization was kind of past me.
Yeah, you were
Because
you were
I'm putting
getting-
up videos and I'm
And
looking
they were
and they're
monetized.
green and they're
Yeah.
monetized, and then what happens? Oh no, they just wait till I go to bed. They know when I
I'm
sleep.
sorry.
Tell me that's not convenient.
I know.
So they wait till I go to bed, then they demonetize it. So in this one, oh by the way, I meant to tell you this the other day. The damn stream that we did for the charity event was demonetized. The charity event for St. Jude. Not that anybody's necessarily watching it, it's old, but it was demonetized. Yeah, a charity event. So whatever. I mean, it's got literally a charity event in the title.
Is there a YouTube headquarters?
There is.
Let's
There
roll.
is. Anyway.
Let's roll.
All right. So anyway, yeah. As far as Game of Thrones, though, not a whole lot of news. So I'm just gonna let you guys guide the conversation. If you want to ask questions, you certainly are welcome to. So I will start with these here on Patreon, and I just got Manny's. So thank you, Manny, for that. Also, Halse Griffin, thank you, Halse. Q&A. This relates to the third betrayal in the House of the Undying Vision. Dany reaches for the throne and essentially turns her back on it for love. Do you think the third betrayal could be her betraying herself and insisting Jon is the rightful king? That's a good thought, actually, there, Halse.
It is.
Yeah,
First
don't-
time I've heard that.
yeah, it is. It's the first time I've heard that little twist on it. I don't. The only thing I do think, as far as the whole third betrayal, because we got a lot of book left. We have a lot of, and these are not in the show, by the way. They didn't do the betrayals thing, but I do think the third betrayal will have something to do with Jon. Obviously, it's the betrayal for love. So I'm assuming it's going to have something to do with Jon. But yeah, I mean, for her love of, I can see that reversed.
It is.
For her love of Jon, if that, I'm assuming that happens too in the books. She betrays herself in a sense of what she's always went after and wanted or whatever. So, good idea. Good idea. All right. Well, we also have Nathaniel over here. Nathaniel Tarnovinsky. I think I got that right. On Patreon. Thank you, Nathaniel.
Thank you.
Do you believe Jon's identity will ever become public knowledge? I ask this because I keep seeing other commentators presume this to be a foregone conclusion. Personally, I think it makes little to no sense. Jon has several reasons to suppress this truth beyond revealing it to a small group, like Arya, Sansa, Dany, Tyrion, Davos, etc. The revelation, number one, the revelation may undermine Jon's northern support. Number two, Jon and the Vale Lords may seek to support Jon's claim, seeing as a chance to expand their influence over the realm. This creates a division between Jon and Dany, and by extension, their forces. Number three, Jon is undermining Dany's claim and undermining his oath to the latter. Number four, one of Jon's most distinguishing virtues is disinclination to seek power. Number five, all these possibilities risk splitting the coalition right before the War of the Dome begins. Thanks. That is a very good point. Very good points. It does make sense. But I don't know.
I don't see how.
But yeah, it's almost like all this build up and nobody ever finds out except for him. I mean, I don't know. I understand the point though. I understand the
totally
point.
do, and he's the kind of guy that would think that way.
Yeah, that's true. That could be a little twist on George R. R. Martin's part, as far as the books go. Anyways, is not. Like Jon finds out, but then he hides it, and I mean he's gonna always be called Jon Snow. He's not gonna go by Aegon, regardless. But yeah, that would be actually a good little twist for, if you think about it, because we all expect it to come out,
Yeah.
and everybody to know, and they
Ravens,
realize that
Lords.
Ned Stark's son. Sorry, here, let me get your pen. If I can get it. Okay, I'm trying.
Here's when the table collapses.
Yeah, we might go fall on the floor. But yeah, no, that could be weird, or a little twist. Everybody, like, we expect it all to come out, and everybody to find out, Ned Stark didn't cheat on his wife, and no wonder he was a Targaryen, and we expect, but it's a good twist, but I think part of it is, you have the northern people thinking Targaryens are crazy. Well, a lot of people think Targaryens are crazy, and some of them were.
Yep.
But then you find out this, valiant young bastard kid. The son of Ned Stark is actually the son of Rhaegar, and he's such a good guy and well respected, and was voted king in the North.
Yeah.
And then it almost overturns the Targaryen thing. So it's almost
It's a nature versus nurture thing.
Yes.
He was raised right.
Right.
So
exactly.
they raised the crazy out of him.
Right. So I could see it both ways actually. I would think the idea would be to, so it's not kind of like Sansa told Jon and them this season, Tyrion's not like the other Lannisters. So, you know what I'm saying? There you go. I mean,
I like that.
It's like it doesn't matter what your last name is. You're either a good person or you're a shit asshole. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
It's a recurring theme too.
It is. So anyway, it's a good thought though. It does make sense. I do see that. I could see that though. Also, Manny again on Patreon. Thank you, Manny. I heard a lot of theories about Syrio and Jaqen being the same. I have my own theory that Syrio has been working for the Faceless Men. A First Order Bravos would not be teaching a child. Is it like a pro player teaching Little League? I know people mention they both saw there's one God, or both say, but that is common practice to Bravos. I believe Syrio was recruiting for the Faceless Men. What do you think? I'm not sure. I mean, it's definitely been proven that they're not the same person. I think even George R. Martin in an interview may have said that too, but that's been kind of debunked for a while. It did kind of make sense though. You know what's Jaqen doing in King's Landing? How's he in the Black Sails? You know he didn't get there by accident. Right. I mean, he's not going to get captured. He's not going to get captured. So, I mean, there's still something going on there in the books, and right now that has something to do with the Citadel plotline. And I don't know. I just think I don't know. I don't know about Syrio. I just don't know if he was that big of a deal, other than just what we saw that he was somebody that Ned hired to help Arya with her sword skills. Yeah. I mean, it could be just that simple.
It could be.
I mean, I think it, and I think it is, honestly.
And I see what he's saying. You know, First Sword of Bravos. Why would he be teaching a kid? But because the King's hand.
That's right. I mean, he asked him to. He's the hand of the king. He's he can use money to do that. If he's a retired First Sword, maybe that's what he does. Yeah. So I don't know. It could be that simple, but I don't know. Hopefully, maybe we'll get some more insight in the books. But then again, he's been dead a long time in both book and show. And also, Fenon Ruff, thank you for birthday wishes. No problem. Thank you for serving our country, and happy birthday. No joke. Also, a question from Fenon. When and how will Varys and Melisandre die? Tequila shots with bacon strip chasers. Raw bacon.
Raw bacon. Raw bacon. Straight out the fridge.
Oh, straight out the fridge. Man, that's horrible. Damn. Damn. So, let's see. I now don't forget the question. Oh, Varys and Melisandre. I think Melisandre goes out in a blaze of glory. I still have that idea. She's going to come back and do something, to help. And it may even be with like an Arya situation. She's going to meet Arya again, and I don't think Arya straight up kills her, especially when she finds out that she's kin to Jon. Yeah. And all that kind of stuff. Who she is. Arya may want to, but when she finds out how, I don't know. But I think Mel will come back and do something magical to die. Is the way I look at it. Right. A lot of people think she's going to bring back the Fiery Hand, which is a group from the books. That would be very cool, but I don't know in the show if they'll create another group, because you already got the Golden Company supposedly coming. So I don't know. We'll see, but I think it will relate to the actual something, whether it's some magical thing to take out a White Walker or a group of Whites or something that goes boom. She's got to die by fire. I just think she has to. Maybe with the Hound involved. We talked about the Hounds thing before.
I could see that, totally.
But Varys, I mean, that was, the whole thing with Varys is like, that was no new information. I mean, he's going to die. Yeah, but it made it sound sooner than it was, I guess.
That's the way.
So I don't know. I would just guess. I mean, he's not going to be fighting, so I don't know. He just may be overtaken by Whites or something, So we may see some characters turn to Whites this last season. Hell yeah! And see, that would have been kind of cool if Varys would have turned to a White, killed Littlefinger that way, and they actually got to take each other out. That'd be kind of cool, but that's too late for that now. All right, let's see. I saw a super chat from a Rough Girl. Thank you. You don't have to. It's your birthday. It's not mine. But thank you. And no cooked bacon, silly. Well, I think you watched James' stream, and you heard his story about his shitty babysitter making him eat raw meat. Good God. Yeah. So, I mean, that may have to be that may have to be a separate story time with James' channel. I'm just saying. I don't know. I mean,
I might have to go there.
Something like that. All right. Let's see. Hoonjive in the house. Hoonjive. Thank you, Jive. Q&A, what is the connection between the blue flames from Varys' parts? Oops, I'm losing it. Now all of a sudden everybody's typing. What is the connection between the blue flames of Varys' parts and blue flames from the undead Viserion that causes Night King is Lord of Light, and great other has magic of old gods, of quote old gods. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if there's any thought put into that or not, though, as far as the flames being blue. I think the whole Viserion thing was just to show you it's a dead dragon, kind of, sort of. So too. And it just, they had this, because they did say in their little after show, that's just the look they had in their mind, that it was blue flame. So, but because I think Varys actually said the flames turned blue. So there's a little bit of a difference there. It means it burned hotter. Right. That's the way I take it. So, what'd you see?
No, I just had a weird thought when you said
that. Let's see. Cow Doves, what is the coolest, craziest way you want to see a character die in Season 8 at Smokescreen? Man, first off, I want to see if Dragonfire will kill a White Walker. Well, I'm sure to kill a White Walker. The Night King. I want to see if the Night King can die by fire, Valyrian steel, or dragonglass, which I don't think he can.
I don't either.
Don't think he can. But a cool way.
He's not afraid of fire at all.
No, he just walk straight, and he knew that was Dragonfire. But then again, I mean, does it after it's like burning things for a while? Is it like lose some of its?
It could
magic, you know.
It becomes regular fire.
It's kind of regular fire, kind of left over. I don't know. I don't know. What's a cool, crazy way for somebody to die in Season 8?
Let's see.
I don't want anybody to die this left except for Cersei and Euron. I would like to see Euron go out in a bad way, like a horrible way. Yeah, in the mountain, and Cersei. I don't know. I mean, we've seen Drogon kill somebody with Harpy by eating him, cutting him in half, biting him in half. We've seen all that. We've seen people burn.
Yes.
We've seen, how many ways have we seen? I think we've seen about everything.
Yeah.
We've seen skulls crushed. We've seen beheadings. We've seen, hell, even an old man died in his sleep of natural causes.
Yeah. One dude got shot while taking a shit with a crossbow.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. Let me think on that, Kyle. Let me think of a good way for somebody to die. I don't know. What do you have? Let's see. Melisandre equals Nisa Nisa. I know. Yeah. That's a big theory. I've seen that quite a bit, and that was from. I've completely lost it. Slope says Melisandre equals Nisa Nisa. I don't think so. Only in the sense that we've said a million times, at least on this channel, that I don't think that they're.
Doc Holiday. I'm sorry.
No. Yes, you were Doc. Because it's going to fall through. One of these days, this is going to make some light. We're going to go viral because you're going to see this whole fucking thing, and the camera's going to be flipping, and we may have to make that happen.
Melisandre's feet like the
Wizard
of Oz.
She's the Wizard of Oz. We represent the Lollipop Kid. Sorry. Oh, Slope, I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. Melisandre. No, I don't think there's a Nisa Nisa in the sense of a flaming sword, an actual literal, maybe a sacrifice, sure.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that. But not a flaming sword, because what will fire on a sword do that a Valyrian steel sword can't do already? So
yeah. Once you said that, I'm like,
yeah. There's no point. But yeah, Nisa Nisa could be a sacrifice. That could be Melisandre. It could be Dany. And maybe there is a magical flaming sword that does something, but I don't know what it would do. I mean, unless now, kind of what we're talking about, though, if regular Valyrian steel or fire or Dragonglass can't kill the Night King, maybe that magical sword with fire on it can. I don't know.
Hey, you never know.
They could do, but that would just be too tropey for him.
Yeah.
A magical weapon pulled out of a magical stone,
right,
and kills a magical being.
Yeah,
that's too tropey, I think, for him. Let's see. John Lindsay says, I think the Priestess and Marine, I guess you're talking about Kinvara, she foreshadowed Varys dying when she told, if you are truly our queen's friend, you have nothing to fear from me. I think he is in trouble. Yeah, but I think he is truly Dany's friend, so I don't know what he would fear. So I don't know. I'm sure he's going to die, and that Melisandre quote makes us think we're going to see it. So yeah, I mean, he's not going to be out fighting in the field. So it would have to be him, hiding or running or in a keep somewhere, I would imagine. Jessica Elizabeth has a counter to your story, your babysitter story. Single dad left with a babysitter once, and we had to call him because I needed stitches.
Right. Once.
Only once. Yeah, exactly. Once is capitalized. All right. Let's see. I think I saw a super chat coming here. Derry Herbert. Thank you, Derry. Final scene suggestion. Tyrion walks into a bar with a jackass and a honeycomb. Absolutely.
Holy hell,
we have to see that. That's
would
for
be so
absolute
fun.
damn sure. We have to see that. We have to get the answer to that joke. That's the most important thing. And we have to see Tyrion drinking Imp's Delight. And we got to find out what the Night King wants, and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all we asked for.
Yeah. John, find out.
Maybe Tyrion walks into a bar with the Night King and a honeycomb and a jackass, and we find all out one time. And they order Imp's Delight. Or, had he already made already. So we got to find that out for sure. He said it twice. They're going to finish that joke. There's no way they're not going to finish that joke.
No way.
It has to be. And I would guess that would probably be it would have to be a happy situation, kind of a bar thing. There's got to be a bar left, right? Right? I mean, so yeah, that could be very much post war end game.
Is there any way Tyrion is laying there dying and Grey Worm says finish?
Yeah, that could happen.
I mean, so sad.
It'd be horrible, but he could finish the joke. I could see him reaching up, holding, grasping on. I never finished that. I never finished that joke.
He would be like that.
He would. He'd have a smart ass.
Smart ass right to the end.
Exactly. Now, hopefully that won't happen that way. Let's see. Okay, Herb has one. Let's see. Her Master Highness grabbed it from Herb. Here's my first Q&A. Do you think if Dany dies, Jorah will blame Jon and change sides? Perhaps history repeats itself when we get Jon versus Jorah like Robert versus Rhaegar. Interesting. I wouldn't think so. I don't think... because Dany dying wouldn't be Jon's fault. I mean, she knows what she's getting into. She's trying to save the kingdom. She's trying to rule. So I don't think there'll be a switch in sides. I think they're already clearly on the same side. So, and I mean, you'd have to have something where Jon actually kills her for him to try to kill Jon. Yeah. Or something like that. So with that, which that kind of goes back to the betrayal, Nisa thing or whatever. But I don't think it would go that way. Paula Marie, is Chris doing Stranger Things? Yes, I want to talk Stranger Things, but I got to watch the last 4. I've watched 5. You watched 4, I think. But I got to catch up on the last 4, and then I'm going to do some videos on Stranger Things. I want to talk about it. We just talked about it, actually, in the podcast, the first 4 episodes or 5 episodes. We talked about those on the podcast that comes out tomorrow. And we'll finish the rest of them next week. But, yeah, I definitely want to do some individual. I'm not sure if I want to do it, like, per episode. I probably will. But I didn't know exactly how to time that either, because a lot of people binged it, and a lot of people are watching it once a week and waiting like a regular show. So I know most people have probably seen it all.
The people who have seen it all that I talk to outside of here are saying how awesome it is.
Yes.
And they're not giving spoilers.
Yeah.
So it must be really freaking cool that they don't want to ruin it for somebody.
Exactly. I've heard the same thing. Val and I had not seen the last 5, but Tarzan and Kevin had on the podcast. So I know Her Monster Highness. I was waiting on James, honestly. I was waiting on James, and I know if he was wanting to watch it or not. We watched the first 4, and then I watched 5.
And we always get into it, and then halfway into the show, I start getting cross-eyed.
Right. And then one eye closes.
Yes.
And then the other one closes.
Because I always try to close the eye farthest away from you, so you think I'm awake. I had this eyelid propped up.
Yeah. So anyway, Steph Snow, has there been any news on the length of season 8 episodes being long, or is just that a myth? No, actually, that's not a myth apparently, but that's not 100% confirmed either. So they did say that they're supposed to be feature length. Now, technically, feature length is just over an hour, so that could be an hour and 1 minute. But you think about an hour 20 for a movie, an old feature-length movie.
Yes.
So that is supposed to happen, Steph, as far as I know. I haven't heard anything to the contrary. So I'll just go with that for now.
If they're feature-length like today's movies, growing up for us, it was an hour and a half.
Yeah, hour 15 minutes was about the average movie, average hour 20 maybe.
Yeah, you get an hour and a half, and you're going, that's a long movie.
Yeah, it's a long movie. Now it's standard to 2.5 hours for a Marvel movie.
Sure enough.
So, yeah. Let's see, Kyle Dubs. I know this is going back to James because I see A1 in here. Just hover an open A1 bottle under his nose. It'll wake him up hungry. That's a good idea. Shit. I wish I've heard the A1 sandwiches before. I should have thought about that. Yeah, just get that. Damn. Oh, I gotta start remembering that shit. You know, he would wake up. He'd say, "Chris, man, I had this dream last night about my childhood, and I was eating these fucking sandwiches I ate every damn week."
I would.
Oh shit!
I go to sleep watching Forensic Files every night, and I have the craziest dreams you can only imagine.
Let's see. Where am I at? I lost where I was at. Okay, we're at Super Chat. Here, Aaron Hadbig. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much.
Welcome
Good evening, Chris and James. Let's hit the like button, y'all. Proto Stark. Hashtag Proto Stark. Drink up. Aaron said it. All right. So thank you, Aaron. Yes, everybody, if you're here first time, please subscribe. I haven't seen any little things pop up. Everything's down, but it's an off season. I understand that. But yes, please create an account and subscribe if you're watching this on a phone or a tablet or something, not logged in, if you don't mind. Really appreciate that. Let's see. We also have J-Star in the Super Chat. Thank you, J-Star. What would be your most disappointing ending? I feel like 6 episodes may not be enough to get all the answers we need. J-Star, 2 things. I said 2 things before.
Yep.
One is if John didn't find out who he was. But the main thing,
number one,
has to be, you can't just have the Night King coming down and killing people and die, and we don't find out why now and what he actually wants.
What's the reaction?
You have to know.
He's reacting to what does he want, and find out definitely.
Yes, not speculative, not left open for interpretation.
Right.
It's got to be what he wants and why now, 8,000 years later, as opposed to any other time in history. Otherwise, it's just a story about, the orcs. It's just the orcs again coming, and they're wiped out, and everybody lives, and there's a dream of spring, and it's just a vanilla ending.
It really is.
You have to know, it has to be some big twist on what he wants now, and why now, and what his actual... I mean, I guess it could be as simple, I don't know, it would disappoint me if it was just as simple as he's just doing what he's programmed to do. But why not 2,000 years ago, or 3,000? Why now?
When there were dragons before.
When there were dragons before,
to get through the wall, he could have got one.
There's got to be something else.
There's something up.
Let's see. Kyle has a question from Alex Montero. Thank you, Alex. And Kyle, Q&A. What's up, Chris and James? Do you think Beric will do the kiss of life to someone, and if so, who? The only reason why I think he survived, because if not, he would have died with Thoros.
A lot of people think that.
I agree, and I think it could be. I would just say it's a toss-up between Jon and the Hound. The Hound would make sense, but now he's still up at the wall. The Hound left. He's with Jon and them, so they got to get back together. But you have the Night King coming south.
Yeah,
they're at Castle Black. Well, I'm assuming they're going to go to Castle Black. Mm-hmm. They're behind the Night King, so they're separated by the Army of the Dead.
Right.
How's that going to happen? How's he going to sneak down through to Winterfell or wherever they have their first fight and meet up with somebody like Jon or the Hound again? He could do it to Gendry, I suppose.
Yes.
But you would have to have the Night King attacking them somehow at Castle Black, and he went south. He didn't turn east, or in that case, west, I guess it would be.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. But I do think he will do that just for at least a shout-out to the books. Otherwise, his story's done. Matter of fact, he didn't die in that wall thing falling, but he could have, and it would have been fine.
That's right.
As far as the story goes.
Yeah.
There's no need for him now. I thought it was just
and
odd.
You know for sure he didn't?
Not 100%, but I'm pretty sure they would have. Yeah, because you saw them running him and the red beard. God damn it. Jesus.
Bear fucker.
Tormund, damn it. Tormund and him was running, and you saw the wall fall behind them, so, they're not going to have them die like that. No way. So, I do think that'll happen somehow, but I don't know how they're going to get together since they're behind them. Let's see. Her Monster Highness has a question from Napoleon. Napoleon Wee from Edinburgh. Do you see Howland Reed sacrificing himself to protect Bran or Jon at the God's Eye? I love you guys. Thank you.
Love you too.
Let's see. I don't know. That's the big question. I mean, I still think we have to get Howland Reed and what he's doing. Not necessarily for Jon, because Jon does have Bran and Sam there. And I kind of talked about this in that little Mira video I did the other day, because it was more about really not just Mira, but what implications that have for Howland, her father. She said, I need to go be with my family when they come. So what does that mean? But there's just got to be a reason he's not been at Winterfell. So it's not necessarily just to say, hey, Jon, by the way, yeah, you were, what everything that Bran's saying is true. Everything that Sam finds in a book is true.
Yep.
Because they're there for that. But it's got to be something, as in he's been back to the Isle of Faces with the children, studying something, whatever that means, and letting him know what to do in some way.
It's going to be really cool to see.
So I think that's yeah, I could see Howland Reed for sure dying in some way once he gets that information to Jon. But I think he's got to be in the story. I mean, I guess they can certainly in the show at least do without him, but it makes no sense to mention him and have his kids in it and have the whole story and he just don't show up. It makes no sense at all. He should have been there several times at Winterfell. Let's see. Hold on one second. I saw one from. Okay, that was the same ones. Paula had the same question from Napoleon. All right. Where am I at? Q&A from Donnie Baker. I'm sorry.
Dude. You just made I was like, if it's really Donnie Baker, dude.
No, I'm sorry. I just saw Donnie and saw Donnie Baker in my head. Donnie Lyons, Q&A. Do you think Jon will have any more POV chapters in the upcoming books? Yeah, I think he's got to.
Yeah.
He's got to. We need to hear his inner dialogue, especially when he gets the news. And I think that will be revealed in Winds. I don't know to him, though, immediately, but yeah, we got to. We got to get more Jon. Especially when he wakes up. Right. We got to get his feeling. I mean, he's got to have that. And I don't know if he'll call it Jon or call it like the Undead or some weird chapter title. But yeah, you got to get his feeling to waking up and feeling nothing and that whole thing.
I can't wait to see that.
So yeah, you got to have more.
And also his POV of him and Dany. No.
Yeah.
No, yes.
Exactly. Yeah, there's got to be plenty more Jon. Let's see. Let's see. J-Star, we got that one. Let me check. I didn't see anything. Let me double check Streamlabs in case because somebody would tell me if I'll forget.
And then it'll be
it'll be an hour later. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, we do have a Streamlabs. Also, really quick, last stream, which was on the 31st Halloween. Damn, it's been a while, hasn't it? Damn, we've had a week.
Wow.
We've been off 2 weeks?
Yes.
Really?
We have.
Damn, we took 1 week off.
That's why we were sitting here talking today. We miss y'all guys.
Yeah, okay. I apologize, guys. Damn. Anyway, I think it was Onimi had donated last week. Happy Halloween, big fan. So Onimi, if you're watching, thank you. I didn't see this till after the stream last time, so I apologize, but thank you for that during Halloween.
Thank you.
So we have Zephyr Maru, I believe. Thank you, Zephyr Maru.
Much.
Do you think Ned might have foreseen the possibility of Jon and Dany hooking up? He didn't want Robert to kill her, and maybe Howland Reed knew.
Dude.
That's
he
interesting.
Fought him tooth and nail about that.
He did. I don't know that he would. I don't know, but because he knew he was a Targaryen, maybe.
And wanted
and
to
he
have
a
living relative.
Yeah.
He might not have known they were going to hook up, but he might not have wanted his relative to get killed.
Yeah, because once he did find out at some point, if he ever would, then he would have somebody to at least identify with. So that's interesting. That's a good thought. I'd have to go back and look at some Ned chapters and see if there's any little hints about that. He does protect Dany, but it is pretty much just doing the right thing type of thing for Ned.
Of course it is.
Because it's a little girl. She's literally 13 or well, I'm sure she's a little older when she starts out at 13 in the books. But he's protecting a little girl who's innocent over there, not posing any threat to Robert.
At all.
And
Robert's
that's really
super paranoid.
Super paranoid. But he was right later. It was just foreshadowing for later. He was right, but not then. So yeah, I think it was mostly that. So I don't know about the hooking up necessarily, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure that he wouldn't have if he felt Jon would ever learn if he didn't get his head cut off and told him that one day he might want to reach out to
a Targaryen
that's still alive. So that's a good point.
That is.
Yeah.
Moru, appreciate you bringing that up.
Excuse me. But yeah, that's a good point, and definitely, and yes, Howland Reed knows for sure. I mean, he knows who Jon is, so I'm sure Howland Reed is aware of, especially studying with the children, whatever that means. Got to be aware of Dany and dragons and all that shit, right? Let's see. Let me refresh that. What are we at? I think we're at about 40 minutes.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's see. Mamma Mia, there's Mamma Mia.
What's happening?
What's up, Mamma Mia from Brenda Bosner. Hi, everyone. Q&A for Chris. What role do you think the various religions will play in the end game, if any? The Lord of Light, Athens' old gods, etc. None. I think that's kind of the point. We're not going to see any gods show up and save anybody.
Right.
It's going to be people saving people. And I think that's kind of what he wants. Now, he's not going to give us a definitive answer again, but I don't think we'll see any gods show up. And, you know, if you watch my channel, I think that the old gods are green seers, and they're just, you know, I'm not saying that people don't actually believe they're gods. You know, they have power, obviously.
Right.
They've seen these things. But, you know, we know what they really are. It's Bloodraven, it's Bran, it's people before Bloodraven, green seers from the
and
children.
You got to believe, like you said, and if they're through the prism of religion, like you always say, you know, if you believe in a God and, you know, you talk and pray to that God, and then things happen, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to...
Yeah, it reinforces it.
It does.
Absolutely.
So... Yeah, I think eyes are going to be opened, and a lot of things.
And the whole thing with the Great Other, let me just say, that's Melisandre's creation, right? That nobody else has ever said the Great Other except for those in the Lord of Light religion. So if you think about that sense, what we're talking about the old gods, then you have to believe that the Night King, in the show at least, is the Great Other.
Right.
He's the Great Other, as in he's the most powerful first, whatever you want to call it. And everyone else is created in his image. So he is the Great Other himself. But now remember, in the books, there is no Night King yet. It's just there's no de facto leader yet.
Right.
If there is going to be, I'm sure there will. But not yet. So let's see. Lady Warrior of House Brady, Q&A. Do you think who do you think will survive in the end? Who do you think could become Night Queen? Well, if that is something to be regarded as a theory, I could see Melisandre, I could see Cersei, I could see Dany, if he's coming for something like that. But is he reacting to Jon's birth, Dany's birth? There's been Targaryens over and over and over in history that were special, that could hatch dragons.
Right.
None is, I don't know about the fireproof thing. Dany was the first with that way of hatching dragons. So is she a super duper special Targaryen?
Right.
Sure, maybe. But yeah, I can see potentially some of that stuff. Maybe that's one of the reasons he is coming back. Maybe it's not Jon, maybe it's Dany, but it doesn't fit the ice and fire thing when there's been so many other Targaryens and dragon riders and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
It doesn't.
So, yeah, I mean,
I don't see anybody outside of those three.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
The next closest could possibly be Sansa, but I mean, she's not even in the running like those three are.
Yeah, or Arya becoming somebody else that she don't want to become. I don't know. Some crazy shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean that's just a guess. I don't necessarily think there's going to be a Night's Queen like we got in the old story. So let's see, where are we? I think we have one from Herb again, I believe. Kyle grabbed one from Herb. Q&A with Jon, Dany, and company stuck in delicious White Walker / Lannister sandwich. Exactly. Sansa could send Arya, Gendry, and Hound with some forces to deal with Cersei. Yeah, it could happen because the other little piece of filming news is they do have these trebuchets, the siege weapons. I always mispronounce them.
Oh, yes. I know what you're talking
but
about.
they are building. They've been seen on set and testing them. So and what would a siege weapon be used for right now? The White Walkers are not going to use siege weapons.
No.
You're not going to use siege weapons against the White Walkers out in the open.
Right.
Unless you're slinging just maybe something at them with them at a long distance. So people are speculating that there will be a siege of King's Landing, but Dany's not going to commit to that because she's already said, I'll worry about that shit later.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can think of is maybe they do hear of Cersei's betrayal. And Jaime comes up and says, look, she's not sending anybody. And they have to go back south and retreat or whatever. And they're like, okay, look, we got to get in King's Landing.
Right.
We got to get up in this castle because they're coming or something. It's a defensive position. I don't know.
I can see that.
So they have to fight them and take over King's
get in
Landing to
there,
get to get her out of the way. So that would be the only way I could see them using, taking over King's Landing right now in the middle of a war for the actual life itself. Yeah, so
you got my wheels turning.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, again, that's just, it could be
Danny's vision.
Yeah, maybe they're just using those in a different way. I'm not sure, but that was the other little piece of filming news recently. It's just they're testing those out, or one out at the studios in Northern Ireland. Let's see.
Pumpkin chunking.
Pumpkin chunk. There you go. Pumpkin chunking. Let's see. Joaquin. Thank you, Joaquin, from Her Monster Highness. Grabbed it. Q&A, do you think Dany might have to give the Night King her son for some kind of contrition, maybe? Well, we talked a little bit about the prince that was promised.
Yes.
Does that mean promised to him?
Right.
Like from the original pact? I think there's more. We've got to see Bran go back and see that pact. We have to see, I'm saying pact. We're assuming it's a pact because they didn't die.
And
right, they left. They went back to the lands of always winter for whatever reason. They didn't have to, I'm sure.
And I just can't see him slaughtering all these people, destroying all these historic places on his way down to get a baby and go back and be quiet forever.
Yeah, I agree. I don't. What is it going to do? And that's what kind of feeds our theory about the end game.
Yep.
Is part of it, he is killing everybody because he was programmed to, and he turned on his creator. I get that. He's doing that kind of as a side thing.
Right. But
he's got to want that curse gone.
Got to.
And if he can't, I mean, he can't kill himself or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. If he just kills all the children, which there's got to be some left at the God's Eye, then the curse goes away, the magic goes away, and he dies. Because that's what he wants. I mean, that's what I think. Exactly. That's kind of what I think.
To live forever.
Exactly. He's essentially living forever in horrible conditions, and he remembers. He remembers who he was. He was a normal person with a life and maybe a wife or whatever.
Yes.
And that's what makes me think it's more along the lines of that's part of what he wants. That he just wants. He's doing all these horrible things to die and to get to where he can die, and Jon's the person that can do that or something. You know what I mean? So, let's see. All right. Good night, Herb Coswell. Let's
Thanks for hanging out.
Let's see. Where did Ragnar Giantsbane says Heartsbane's role. Yeah, we kind of mentioned that before. I do think about the name Heartsbane. I mean, I think when somebody special dies, it could be a Night King type thing, but I don't know if Valyrian still works anymore after thinking about it further. That it will be somebody's Heartsbane. So I think. And it could be there's a Dany Jon thing that has to happen for magical reasons.
Right.
And it could be that sword. That's the only thing we've guessed so far. As far as why Sam grabbed that sword.
It's getting toted around for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even get brought up this season at all. It literally, you saw it, though.
You saw it.
They made sure you saw it, and he stole it for a reason. They spent that money for that scene when he could have grabbed anything or nothing and just got the hell out of there. So, yes.
Knapsack on the stick.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been. Little Bugs Bunny cartoon. No, Tom and Jerry.
When I was a kid, I thought I would see people walking around with that.
I know. I never saw one. I never saw a real one.
Or something with a damn.
And I saw many on the train tracks, and never saw a damn bag over a stick with like fucking Tom had and all the Tom and Jerry cartoons. Never saw it. All right, so let's grab this super chat. We'll take a quick stretcher. Right. Amanda Duncan, thank you, and happy birthday again.
Happy birthday.
Do you think there are any significance to Jenny's song being related to the Song of Ice and Fire? Thanks for the shout out.
8675309.
8675309. Let me think about that. Let's see. Jenny's song. I wouldn't think so. I mean, because the whole thing about Jenny's song was Jenny, the friend of the Ghost of High Heart is what we're talking about. It's a book thing. She said he wants to sing Jenny's song. They were friends. People think she's related to the children. The gods keep her awake. She's the one in the books who actually sense of darkness in Arya, where they kind of gave that to Melisandre in the show.
Okay.
So she's the one who's like, stay away from me, you dark-hearted child. You know, she's scared of Arya. She senses this
see.
darkness in her before she ever goes to Bravos when she's with the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I think the Ghost of High Heart was there, and really just to give us a few predictions, theory, prophecies. One was Balon's death. She sees a man with no face pushing him off a bridge. Obviously, that's going to be different in the books than it was the show.
Oh, shit.
Balon got pushed by Euron, but Euron likely hired a faceless man with the dragon egg from the books that he had.
See, I gotta get to these points.
Yes, so there's a lot of stuff there. So I think, I mean, in my opinion, that's as deep as Lisa. I've dug into the whole Ghost of High Heart, Jenny's song type of thing. It's just that more connections to all these other pieces. You know what I'm saying? Kind of weaving this thing together with prophecy is what I'm saying. So I hope that makes some kind of sense. If you hadn't, it's kind of complex if you hadn't read the books with all these different prophecies and shit. So. Okay, Vert's asking Fallen Vampire about a gaming clan. I don't know. All right, let me grab this one really quick from that Mama Mia has from Nicole. Bait LaVille, I believe. Didn't think Jaime will make it back to Cersei, so do you think she will die through him in childbirth? I guess that's a possibility. I mean, technically it would be his fault in a way, I guess. And it could be the son, you know, so it technically could be that, I guess. They could use that route.
Right.
Because I have questioned, now that he's headed, we're assuming, to Winterfell. If he's headed to Winterfell, how is he going to get back and kill her physically?
Right.
But we're talking about the sandwich, the Stark sandwich, or the Stargarian sandwich, as they retreat south and then possibly they can meet up again, and she tries some trick with the wildfire, and Jaime stabs a sword to her heart or her back or whatever. Maybe Jaime grabs fucking Heart's Bane and it goes in Cersei's chest.
Oh, hell no.
You know, that would fit, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, technically you could be correct. And I have seen that theory a few times. And it would work. It would fit. And
Corey saying who.
But I really want it to be. Oh shit, we got a damn saint up in here.
Hate y'all.
Oh, y'all getting look. I know you're on a little roll.
I've
but
never rooted for the Bills like.
No, he had to pull people like Buffalo. But no, you rolled over him. You did today. I'll give you that. Yeah, whatever. But it don't matter. It don't matter in the end. What matters is the ring, and you're not getting that ring no more than we are. So who's shat? And Trey Hardy's joining Corey up with the Who Dat Nation.
Yes, he is.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, all right. So, so let me double check the Streamy Labs. All right, we're good. All right, so let's take a quick stretcher. Let's take a stretch break. I know James has been sitting here 2 hours now. So, we'll do that and come back and keep on chatting. And I don't know what's going on with work and all that stuff, so we'll kind of see where we're at with that. All right.
Big news coming, people.
We might have an announcement. So, let's do that. Let's take a stretcher, and we might have an announcement when we come back. But we'll keep the questions coming, and I'll check Patreon as well when I get back. So, hang tight.
cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Okay, we are back. We're back, I
We're
think.
back.
And I think we're trying this Facebook Live thing too, by the way. So just for shits and giggles, I just have my phone mounted up here.
I'm loving it.
So we're on Facebook Live and YouTube at the same time. So we're just giving it a shot and see what it looks like. It's kind of just not really framed right.
No,
But,
there's three images.
But we got some people up there on Facebook watching already.
All
That's
right.
pretty cool. We never did anything on the Facebook page. I wanted to bring some more shit into this whole. To get this YouTube growth going, we got to get the social media involved. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Everybody still hear us good? We good? I think Mike's showing good. All right.
Who can I turn to?
we just got into White Snake and all kinds of shit. I don't know how we get on these. We speak in movies and bands.
I know.
All right. So anyway, if you're watching on Facebook, for the few people there, I already see we are live on YouTube taking questions. This is our Sunday stream. We do it pretty much every Sunday, but we do definitely during the season of Game of Thrones. So we've taken a couple weeks off, but we're streaming on YouTube every Sunday as usual. And sorry for the wobble with the phone too, if anybody's watching on Facebook. So yeah, we're taking Q&As, questions and stuff, and from our subscribers on YouTube. So check out the YouTube channel, and you can find that on the Facebook page. All right, so we have Kyle Dubs. What's this?
So we're flip flopped. Damn, if we're not. I didn't even realize that. Somebody said
are
weird.
we?
James is on the left. Yeah.
Oh yes, we are. Yes, because this does it correct. This is a good. That's just a phone camera, right?
Yeah. No, I think anytime you go live on Facebook, it's backwards.
Yes,
for some reason.
and you could actually do this through your computer, but I can't use the same webcam for both the streaming software and Facebook. Let's see. All right, so I was reading something from Kyle whatnot. Yes, Kyle Dubs says, I think this is a Frankenstein scenario. They created creature, White Walkers we're talking about, I guess. Lost control, creature killed allies and loved ones, and only the creators can help kill the creature. I would think so, and either they have some kind of magical thing that John needs to be involved in, or just by killing the creators, the magic dies. Similar to we saw I think the big hint was we predicted this. Now
we did.
We did predict this.
Scene.
We predicted the scene in Dragon Raised by Wolves, a little series we do, parts
1 through 4.
that if you kill
Possibly 5.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure. But we did predict that if you killed the White Walker, I think we were kind of saying the Night King, that everybody else would drop. Right. Well, we got that confirmation in season 7 when they set the one White Walker scowled up or whatever with his little unit.
And all of them died but one.
And all of them died but one because he had made those.
Exactly.
So if you kill the children, you got to assume all their magic would die along with it, right? Because here's the thing: the wall was still standing. The wall still had magic.
Yeah.
Until he burned it down and blew
right.
it. So if that's the case, children are definitely still alive, and they're for sure in the books at the God's Eye.
Yeah.
At least in the God's Eye, if not many other tunnel systems throughout Westeros.
John Wayne Gacy had been trying this theory for a long time. He had 33 children under his crawl space.
What?
But
yeah.
he didn't get them all.
Yeah,
He
right.
got caught first, so
Right.
now John has to do it.
Exactly. Let's see. Her Monster Highness has a question from Fallen Viper.
I love that name, by the way.
I do too. I think I saw him type a minute ago.
He did,
in a flash by. Let's see. Now that the dead are past the wall, do you think it will make a Black Plague zombie scenario? Chaos everywhere, not just one undead army in one place, but a virus spreading outward. Yes, I do. I do think now the wall's down that you have, it was essentially blocking their magic.
Yep.
Because if you think about it, they've already kind of told us that happens, right? Mm-hmm. White's turn, regardless if the Night King and the White Walkers are around, it just takes a longer period of time. So now that wall's down, it's kind of spreading like a virus.
Shit, exactly.
So their magic's leaking, is the way I put it before. It's kind of leaking south now, and people that die will turn. Or people that are recently buried that still are, have bones, I guess.
Yeah,
can climb out of the ground like we saw at the cave in season 4. So absolutely going to happen.
Yeah, it's bad. It is bad.
And sorry, you guys, you hear Riddick walking around. He's trying to figure out what to do. You can go have a seat, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
he's mad.
Remember me? I was famous last time you streamed.
That's right. Yeah, it was my birthday. But no, he's mad because he ain't got to run. It's been raining shitty and cold. So muddy. All right, Fractured Empiricist, Q&A, rule of threes. Robb is where Tywin isn't. Jaime is where Dany isn't. So what if the forces gathered at Winterfell had the same thing done to them by the Night King? Where else would it be a bigger win? Yeah, that's true. I just don't think that Winterfell's the final stop. I don't.
No way.
I don't think it is.
And let me ask you, why do you feel that way? Is it division?
Yes, because you have first of all, you have the House of the Undying. You have Dany. Now, of course, they were different in the books, but you have Dany we saw snow.
Yes.
This year in King's Landing.
It ended like that.
Obviously, our theory has to have them going further south, but I think that's part of the surprise. People think they're headed to Winterfell. Even if he's a proto-Stark, he wasn't a Stark yet. There was no Winterfell yet.
There was no Winterfell yet.
So he was not like he's wanting his family back.
Yeah.
He's going home. But I think that's a big surprise they march past Winterfell. Now, I'm not saying they won't fight there.
Right.
I'm not saying there won't be a battle there because they'll try to hole up and they'll probably attack them, I'm sure. Winterfell may burn. They may fall again. We saw it happen already with Theon, or I should say Ramsay. But, yeah, so I think that's part of the surprise is they actually keep going, and there's not a destination where we think it's Winterfell, like the whole name thing.
That's right.
So, anyway, let's see. Are people buffering on YouTube?
Looking like it. Let's see.
Let's see. We're good here with.
Helen O'Grady says I'm losing them too.
Just refresh the stream. Everything's good here. Let me double check.
Paula says 4 inches of snow where she's at. Wow.
Damn, there's
Feels
always
like it could be snow here.
It does. It might as well.
It is
Jeez.
so cold.
All right, we have a good stream, excellent health, no drop frames, 0%, good internet, all that good stuff. So we're good. So yeah, if you're refresh the stream if you are having an issue. Okay, most people are saying they're not buffering.
So let me ask you this: where do you stand on the Night King? If in your heart you feel like he kind of wants the curse broken, or
right,
whatever. How do you look at him in this story? Is he the ultimate evil, or do you understand a little bit?
I mean, a lot of people think, they correctly point out, I should say, that George R. R. Martin breaks these tropes about straight good and straight evil.
Yeah.
And it's all gray. But it's not all gray. It's not overdone, is what it is. He is evil.
He is evil.
Now, he's got a reason to be. But because he was turned to that. He didn't ask to become that, but he is now the others. He's doing horrible things. Now, we will find out, I'm sure, or at least I hope, that it's for a reason, and there's a reason behind it that kind of makes you almost empathize.
That's what I think.
But he's still doing unexcusable shit. Horrible. So, yes, I mean, Ramsay Bolton was not a good person whatsoever. Ever. Never. He was never a good person. He didn't do great things. Ever. So, Joffrey was not a good person. He was a dick. A straight-up cunt, as they say. So, yes, he just doesn't overuse the trope.
Right.
Most people are good and evil and have the potential for both, and human heart and conflict, all that good stuff. So that's where I basically stand with him. We just don't have enough information.
Yeah.
We got more in the show than we ever in the book.
The comparison to Frankenstein's monster.
Yes,
it is similar.
It is
because
similar.
At the end, you're like, you feel sorry.
Right.
You feel
I think there will be something to make you empathize with him for sure. And we already got part of that with, damn, that phone swinging with this shitty table. By the way, on Facebook, we may crash. We may just all fall. So if at least share the video if that happens.
Please.
Anyway, Amanda Stewart, good night. You got to go to bed.
Good night, girlfriend.
And thank you again for the awesome Jason Friday the 13th t-shirt, Amanda Stewart, and your monthly every cards, and I really enjoy getting your letters and stuff. Really cool. Thank you, Amanda. Good night. Let's see. Do we have a super chat up in here? No, we got that one from Amanda Duncan, and let me check Streamlabs really quick. Okay. Yeah, we do have another one from Zepho Maru.
Yes,
I
we
think.
do.
Thank you, Zepho. On Streamlabs, I think Arya has to head south to get Cersei, probably with the Hound and hopefully Brienne. Jaqen will either convince her to go or go alone. Yeah, I mean, I've had mixed emotions or mixed feelings, I should say, about what Arya does next, because before the whole makeup with Sansa thing, I thought, yeah, she'll be there to help with the war, assuming they win the war and she survives. She would go off to finish her, if there's anybody left on her list,
Right.
or create a new list or whatever. But after the makeup with Sansa, I don't know. I don't know if this is her starting to change, she becomes Arya again. She settles down. The whole Gendry thing comes into question.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I do think she would still kind of like when but see, that was before the Sansa thing when she talked to Bran in the courtyard.
Right.
And Sansa's like, "Who's all on you have a real list? You
Right.
wasn't bullshit. I thought you was kidding."
I did. Yeah.
And she was like, "No, most have already dead." So yeah, at that point, yeah, she was clearly still planning at some point to
Yes.
leave and go kill Cersei. But does she do it now with all this going on, and especially when Jon comes back? When Jon shows up, and Dany, of course, there's going to be some drama there. But this is going to be a great reunion with Arya and Jon. I mean, they're not the same people, but they were the closest of any of these kids.
Right.
So that's going to be a big thing. So Jon will have a big influence on what she does, I think.
I think so too. And
So
when she goes south, if she goes south, I think everybody is thinking she's going to wear a face.
yes,
And
yes,
the sad thing about that is, as cool as it would be, for her to show up wearing Jaime's face, let's say, Jaime has to be dead.
exactly. And
And I
I
don't like
want it.
that
I don't
idea,
like it either. And I want Jaime to be the one actually doing it,
Right.
not just his doppelganger.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's got. But no, I could see them after Jaime getting there. I'm assuming Bronn. I do say that Bronn will. Thank you, Zara, on Facebook. Love you guys. I think Bronn will catch up,
Yeah.
and show up to Winterfell with Jaime or meet him there, or whatever. He's not going to stay in King's Landing now.
No.
They've kind of showed he does care for Tyrion and Jaime, and he's not just a sellsword. He left the gold. That whole thing they did. So I could see them realizing from Jaime, okay, they're not sending. It's just us. It's just me. Cersei's trying to betray you. Euron's going to get the Golden Company. They may have to switch gears and actually have to deal with her in the middle of this too. They might be fighting
Totally see it.
We said the sandwich thing, but
Right.
they literally might be fighting in two directions.
Yeah.
So that could be where the siege weapons come in. Maybe they do have to take King's Landing in the middle of and lose a lot of people in the middle of this damn war.
Right.
But I don't think the Golden Company ultimately will fight for Cersei. I just don't think. I think they'll follow Targaryen for the show at least, and Jorah may have some influence over that. He was in the Golden Company at one time, so I think that's where Cersei gets betrayed. Euron will fuck Cersei over when he gets the chance, and vice versa. So,
How big a role is the cold and the winter going to play in this? Because there's so many of these people who have no experience. Could you imagine the Dothraki fighting in
oh
snow?
yeah, I mean they're going to
I
be.
mean,
I'm assuming we're going to see some
It's
thick
gonna
furs.
change everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming we're going to see some thick furs, and it's going to be snow battles and all that kind of shit. So I guess as long as it's not, too deep in snow, that it's not going to change too much other than the cold. I mean, I don't know how much in the show, at least, they would even mention it other than have them dress warmer.
Right.
Kind of like Dany's little ghost pelt.
Yes, that's right.
She had on the ghost pelt to go up to beyond the wall.
True.
So they just showed that she wore her northern attire.
That's
Which
true.
was basically just it was really thin, actually.
Yeah.
It was nothing compared to what the Wildlings wear. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Rough Girl again, thank you. And again, another happy birthday to you. Could Cersei see her kids as whites? I don't think so, because her kids have been blown to nothing.
That's true.
That's remember
She
the
ruined
Sept.
that. I mean, well, actually,
Yeah.
that's a good thing
Yeah,
for her.
right, exactly. Anybody near or around and they were buried under the Sept. That's where they're
So,
typically buried.
Yeah, they're history.
They're not even ash anymore. They're they're nothing. So yeah, that kind of goes to the question about the crypts of Winterfell. there's not going to be many. Only kind of recent Stark members would be able to be resurrected if that can happen. If there's not magic, because their bones are not even left in there. The swords. If the bronze swords on their laps are gone, the bones are gone.
That's right.
So there's nothing to resurrect. I mean, that's my logical perspective. Could there be some magic involved? Sure. You can always throw out the word magic and everything changes and works. All right, let's see. Let me go to Patreon, which I forgot to check when we came back. Of course, I'm such a pro at streaming.
Well, brother.
I mean, hey, I started streaming on your channel.
That's right.
After you did, because I forgot to change my fucking key back. So
you remember when you streamed your game on your channel?
Oh yes.
And you were like,
you
thought you had so many people watching on your gaming channel.
Let me say that really quick. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the very first time, now that had the main channel up a while. I mean, I had the main channel up a good while. So I had what, 30,000 subs maybe?
Right.
Something like that. I don't remember. And the first time I streamed live, period, anything, was a game.
Yep.
And so I set it up. I'm like, I'm gonna stream this video. What was it? Was it Dead by Daylight? Maybe it was maybe when Dead by Daylight first came out.
Right.
Because that's been about a year and a half, something. I don't know, maybe. So yeah, I'm streaming, and and I got what, 300 subs on the gaming channel now. I mean, like 350 now. Back then it was probably 200, and that's just a few of you guys that jumped over from the main channel.
That's right.
So I'm streaming and seeing like 80, 90, 100 people, and they're going,
yeah.
Shit. I mean,
you weren't ready for that.
I was thinking it was gonna be two
people watching,
3.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what the hell? And I had never even changed my key. I streamed on this channel.
Yeah.
A video game. So I was like, oh well, yeah, we'll just keep it here for now. Next time I'll stream on the fucking gaming channel. So yeah, that was me and my forgetful ass with keys. But anyway, okay, we got a Patreon. Nathaniel again. Thank you, Nathaniel.
Thank you.
What kind of blowback will Jon and Tyrion face when Dany is informed of Cersei's true intentions, meaning Viserys' death was for nothing, even though we, as viewers, know it freed Jaime, who could prove useful in both the War for the Dawn and swaying Westerosi forces away from Cersei, and maybe the reason the GC changes, Golden Company changes sides. Thanks. I don't know. I'm trying to think of blowback for Jon and Tyrion when Dany's informed of Cersei's true intentions. So Jaime's going to go and tell them, because we're assuming they're all going to Winterfell together from White Harbor.
Okay, yeah.
They're going to say, look, it was, so they went and met the Dragon Pit,
Yes.
and she finally agreed. She was mad at Tyrion for a minute till he went and convinced her, and then ends up she's lying anyway, which she had planned the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think Dany can really blame Tyrion or Jon for that. I mean, they did what they're supposed to do. She agreed. Jaime agreed. Jaime was actually, now I think Jaime could actually kind of vouch for that, because he was actually planning it.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, he was planning the
for Tyrion's sake, Jaime will vouch.
Right, because he was actually planning with the Lannister commanders there when she came up and said, no, we're not really doing anything to help them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Jaime would vouch in that case.
And clear Tyrion's name if Dany questions, well, you were the one in there.
Well, you were by yourself. Did you just come out and tell us that?
Yeah.
Right, for your family.
Right.
So yeah, that's true. So, but then again, they could say, well, Jaime's your brother. Well, why would he not say that? But it's going to be one of those things.
Right.
It's got to be one of those things. You know who Tyrion is. You've got to know him. You made him hand of the queen. So you got to trust him in some ways.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't come out and just say that for Tyrion's sake either. She hates him. So, yeah, I mean, I think Jaime, just by saying that, no, I was planning this shit, and she come up and I left because she's crazy. I don't think Dany can really say much about that, honestly. I mean, she can, but I don't think she will.
And I'd like to just chime in here. There was a question earlier about maybe who would you want to see maybe creative death with or something.
Oh, yes. Kyle was asking, I believe.
Euron.
I said Euron, but I didn't say how yet.
Yeah.
I'm still working on it.
I want to know, what would make you happy?
I don't know. It's just something.
You want Theon to do it.
Yeah, I want
right?
Theon to do it. Yeah,
right.
but I don't know, spectacular. I mean, I kind of like to see him get rammed with his own ship. You know,
oh yes,
with you
yes.
know, or something crazy like that. Just something to fit his personality, going out with that kind of big, you know, bang, and he says something smart ass and dies.
Right.
You know,
like maybe he's pinched and he's got blood coming out of his mouth,
and he's laughing. He's
yeah.
still laughing. So yeah, something spectacular. I mean, I think so. I do think Theon will try to save. He obviously is going to save. You're going to try. I hope he's successful, and I think he does sacrifice himself. So I can see actually Theon almost stabbing each other at the same time, type of thing, where they're like locked together, and he's still laughing, and Theon's laughing, but Yara's getting away over here or something, and then they fall overboard together, you know, or something crazy like that, where it's like Theon, but fuck you, you're on at the same time, you know what I mean? In the same scene, you're cussing one and crying for the other one. I don't know. But definitely you're on. And Cersei, you know, I don't know how spectacular. I just want to see the look in her face when it's Jaime.
So I actually just saw.
No matter what
went
it
up
is.
through there. Somebody said about Cersei getting impaled on the Iron Throne.
Oh, that would be fucking funny. That would be hilarious.
That would be.
Before, Mike Bushnell, Euron slips in kitchen, breaks back, dies of infection from surgery, takes 3 episodes, boring as fuck. It might happen, Mike. They might do it. There's no telling. Zara, listening to you guys in stereo was fun. What on Facebook and and YouTube? We should have multi-streamed to Twitch too. Why not? You don't have to just stream games on there.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you can, I've been testing that restream. It worked really well on Halloween. Let's see. What we got? Mamma Mia has something from Derry, I believe. Yes, Mamma Mia from Derry. Herbert, Q&A is the magic in Winterfell crypts about keeping them dead. Will Winterfell become the mass grave for wars to come? It very well could be if there is magic, and we all speculate that there may be, only because Brandon the Builder raised Winterfell, and he also raised the wall with the help of the children, supposedly, and also Storm's End, maybe, and possibly the High Tower Old Town. So people speculate there's magic, but it's not really said that there is.
Right.
But with that old Stark magical blood that I think's intermixed with Children of the Forest, it's like I did an old video on how I think the Starks got that warging mobility and all that stuff from way back. There's an older video on my channel about that. There very well could be. So I think that's certainly possible. But it depends on the timing, because this would have been all pre-Night King stuff, right? There would have been no Night King yet when all this was created and raised. No, not the wall, but like, you know, Winterfell and all that. That would have been pre-evil children magic that broke the cycles of nature.
Right.
So it's hard to say, but it could be if there is some kind of magic in the walls. Saw a question from Alex Montero. Thank you, Alex. Q&A. What do you guys think about this new theory about Jon being immortal? Apparently, Melisandre did something to him when she brought him back, and that's why Jon is always cheating death. Excuse me. I don't think he is. As a matter of fact, you know, a lot of people said during the Battle of the Bastards, which it kind of looked like it. All the arrows missed him. He was in the right place at the right time. Now, he's a great fighter and knows what to do on a battlefield, but at the same time, all the arrows and, you know, everything that happened, it's like you were following him through there, and everybody said immediately, the Lord of Light's protecting him. And I was like, no, there's no gods. And then, of course, they did say at the end of that the after episode show, or like little preview thing, it was really just luck. That's what the producer said. It was literally luck. So I think he still can. I mean, he's gotten hurt again since, so he can die, and he may again.
And, hey, I'm telling you, when he fell down in the frozen lake, you know, and came back, he was cheating death right there. Boy.
Yeah, and Parker's saying, Parker Sullivan, I think it's called plot armor. But yes, I mean, it's true. But I mean, you know, it's you saw it coming. Even if you never read the books in your life, because he's still dead in the books, you knew he's coming back. Yeah. Everybody knew it. I mean, you just got that. There was foreshadowing for it. A lot of foreshadowing for it. But yeah, he could definitely die again, and that may be part of this bittersweet thing.
Sure.
Or he could die again and be raised right back, even though he's asked not to. Maybe Beric does it this time, like we were talking about earlier, if they can get back in the same place. Give him the kiss of life. All right, let's see. Our Monster Highness has a question from Fabian Ortega. So I just started book 2. What's up with Patchface? You're going to have fun with some Patchface. He is he talks in riddles. Nobody really knows what's up with him. He seems to talk in some prophecy. But what did I tell them last time about Patchface? I gave him a good little thing to think about. If you replace Under the Sea with, what was it I said?
Yeah, you did. I remember now.
If you replace Under the Sea with, I can't remember how I worded it because it was kind of a cool way to think about when you're reading those chapters. Replace Under the Sea, oh my, with, what was it? Damn, I'm forgetting. But yeah, think about, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything for people who have not read the books. But think about, I won't say anything. I'm not going to say anything. It'll spoil. It'll spoil it for anybody who hadn't read the book. So Patchface is with Stannis. He's on Dragonstone. He was brought back originally with he was the only survivor of a crash in Shipbreaker Bay, and supposedly drowned, and he woke up like this. Stephen Baratheon, who went to find a proper Valyrian wife for Rhaegar under King Aerys' orders, wrote back about this guy and how smart he was, how intelligent this guy was over in Essos. So when they come back, they wreck their ship in Shipbreaker Bay. It storms in. He's the only one that survives, and he's nothing like the letter said because he's crazy. He's talking these riddles and shit. They think he's just insane. But there's some prophecy in there. There's some prophecy.
Very cool.
So, yeah, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but
Parker Sullivan says prophetic characters are very intriguing.
Very much so, Parker. And Patchface is one of the hardest figures to figure out in this story. I'll say that for sure. Let's see, Mamma Mia, Alicia. Shit Panners? Oh, Mike. Of course, Mike. There you go. Mamma Mia, Alicia, what do you think? Are we asking this for me or us? Do you think of the theory that there is not a god of light that is actually there, three-eyed raven talking them through fire? Oh, yeah, that was an idea I had a while back. We said that in Dragon, I think it was. That the Night King, and I've actually updated that with maybe possibly the Night King, but the Blood Raven, Bran, Green Seers in general are the ones sending visions out through flames. And it may not even be on purpose. It may be like a broadcast, and that's another medium for people to pick up on.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily like, Bran sitting there at the fire. And I mean, there could be, because we got that little scene with him and Sam where Sam's kind of nodding over to the fire in season 7, like he's assuming that.
Yeah.
But it could be that, it's like a broadcast almost, and that's another medium to pick up on it, what they're seeing or hearing or saying or whatever. Because Melisandre sees, and I think the biggest hint for that is she sees Bloodraven and Bran in the flames in Dance with Dragons, in her only chapter. She sees them and associates them with the enemy, the Great Other, his champions.
His champions.
So it's definitely them, the way it's written, and so, but the Hound's little thing changes everything because he's never been trained to see anything in a fire.
Exactly.
Melisandre has done it for years and years and years and years and a lot of fucking years.
And which that to me goes with your kind of broadcasting idea.
Yeah. It could be. I think it is. I definitely don't think it's a god. I'm saying that for sure. I do think it's another way for people, regular people, I guess you could say, who maybe have some ability in magic or learn something or sensitivity, whatever it may be called, to pick up on that broadcast in a sense, that frequency, whatever you want to call it. So there's really not a lot of difference between ice and fire there in that sense, from that northern ice magic to the fire magic type thing.
Really?
Two sides of the same coin. Oh, let's see. Where are we at? Didn't see it. I thought I saw a super chat. No, I didn't. I guess I didn't. Let me check Patreon again. What we got going on Facebook? I'm sure it's too late for it's 12:14 now. 9 people on Facebook. And sorry guys, I can't see if you're on Facebook and not on here. I can't read all the way up there. I can't read your comments. Patchface is also from Jason, I believe, but other than that, I can't see. Carol and Ray, love your channel. Jason, the great other Chris, who care to elaborate who your take on or what it is. Jason, I was saying earlier, I think the great other. I think you got to think about him in the sense of the Night King. If we think that Bran and Bloodraven is the old gods, and Melisandre sees, like I just talked about in Dance with Dragons, sees these two in the flames and says, "There's the great other's champions." Because if I can look at them, it can't be the great other himself. He'd be too horrible to gaze upon.
Right.
That's his champions. She's essentially telling us, there they are. She's seeing the enemy, what she believes to be the enemy. So therefore, you kind of think, okay, well, the Night King is the great other.
Yeah.
Because he's creating all these people in his image, in a sense. So that's my explanation for gods in this story, anyway. But yeah, we'll never get that definitive answer. All right, good on Patreon, I think. And let me triple check Streamlabs. And we're good there. All right. All right, so I don't know what you got going. You want to take another stretch and do another session? Where are we going? We had no plans. We didn't plan anything. We're winging it completely tonight, which we usually do actually. But we do have at least a couple announcements or something.
Right. Yeah, I'm down with a little break and a quick other session because I do have to go in and talk.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do that. If you guys are still good, what do we got? I don't even know what's going on. We got 348, still 350 people watching.
Right.
Cool. Okay, so
steady staying.
We'll do that then. We'll take a quick stretcher and come back and finish it off. And anybody on Patreon, there is a post there if you want to get your questions answered. On Patreon, there's a post there. And yeah, and then I'll double check Streamlabs again and Super Chat. So, all right, we'll be right back.
life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king. Perhaps I can give you justice. In the name of our king.
All right. I think we're good. As soon as the door opened. Okay, we're back. And on Facebook, are we going on Facebook? Yes, and still wobbling. We'll get that fixed. It was just the first time, a little test run. All right. So yeah, we can't go too much longer. So we'll grab some more. Let me double check Patreon. Think we're good there?
Yes.
Well, there's less there. Half of them disappeared. What is that?
That is crazy.
Let me refresh that again.
Now half of those disappeared.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what there's. You can't see the post anymore or the replies. All right, and I think we're good on the Streamlabs. What is this? What is going? Everything's broken. Okay, we're good. Jeez. All right, we're not dropping anything. We're good. All right. Let's see. I don't know.
There's a possibility. Helen.
I was going to point you in that direction.
I sent a text, and that's all I'll say right there. Right after my stream.
Yep.
Got a reply back, and there'll be some talking tomorrow.
We have Herb Coswell II. House all hell. Chris House Smokescreen. That's pretty good to have Herb have another Herb, a fake Herb. Jordan Bryan. Thank you, Jordan. Q&A. How do you think the Golden Company will react to Jon when they find out he's Rhaegar's son? Do you think they return for him or Dany? I think that's essentially the same side, but I do think that happens. I don't think once they find out what they are being hired for, they're not going to do it. They build up the whole thing. They've never broken a contract.
Yeah.
They have in the books, but I think that's going to be the one to show. That's going to be the one to show they break the contract because it is a Targaryen. No Blackfire is necessarily necessary in the show. So I think they'll follow Team Targaryen for sure. And Cersei will be betrayed some way or another. Oh, that was the same one. Mamma Mia grabbed that. Little Smokey still is that the thing now?
I forgot about the
Little Smokies.
That's awesome.
Okay, that was Sir Monster Highness. I grabbed the same one from Jordan. Gretchen, let's see. Here we go. Q&A from Gretchen. Do you think the Night King was a red priest before he was created by the children? Could his ability to raise the dead be from that? Just now when he raises the dead, they're ice instead of fire. I don't know if the history would fit with that. We just don't know enough about, and I can't recall any particular timeline where they were created the red temples and all that stuff. It's fairly new compared to not necessarily new religion. It's new to Westeros. So it really, to get to that kind of stuff, you got to question who was here before the first men. Yeah. Because he was obviously a first man. And there was no red god over here. There was no Light of the Seven, Faith of the Seven for that matter yet, until the Andals came. So you really would have to question the timeline, Gretchen, for the Night King to be some other religion other than the old gods.
Right.
So that would be, I don't know. It's interesting.
That would be worse, yes, man.
What's that?
Right.
Yeah.
Good point.
The House Stark. Fuck reading. Oh, we need to pull that out somewhere. James going to piss on his boss's desk. That way he gets fired and collects unemployment. Sly dog.
No.
Jeez. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. Let's see. Andres Hernandez, call back to when Ned first saw. Shit. Oh, jeez. Mike. Andres, I'm trying. We're shaking the shit out of that phone on Facebook.
Blair Ridge.
Call back to when Ned first saw the Iron Throne. Jaime was on it with the Mad King dead at his feet. Same with Jon, but with Cersei at Jaime's feet. Interesting. That would be interesting. Little repeat of history with things reversed.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I will say this. I've said it before. I don't know if you've heard me say this before. I don't think there will be an Iron Throne in the end. Not that necessarily there won't be a ruler until they start changing things, but I think Dany will, assuming she survives, or Jon on Rhaegal, or Drogon maybe, who knows, will have that thing melted down. The symbol of all this, this system and everything and all that good stuff. The actual symbol that Aegon had created. Yeah. Dany, or of course Jon, would be in his ancestor or descendant too, will have it melted down, physically melted down. So I don't think there will be an actual Iron Throne, but that would be cool before it happens.
It really would be.
I mean, if that does happen, not that I have any inside information. Let's see. Your Monster Highness from Deborah Breedlove Q&A. Do either of you guys think that the Night King is a Targ? I think there's something possibly to the idea that Craster was a bastard son of a Targaryen at the Wall, for example, Maester Aemon, or Bloodraven back in the day, and the White Tree Village Wildling lady. So that's a possibility of why he's being turned as opposed to some other random person. But then you think about Benjen, he gets saved in almost similar way, same way, but it's a little different. But he's a Stark, so it's like, was Craster part Stark or Targ? I don't know. There seems to be something to Craster's parentage, though. I hope, and of course, in the show we would get that reveal. Books maybe, if there's any more to it than that. Let's see. Where was Mamma Mia has one from Danny Curon, I believe. Curion. Hey guys, Q&A, can Arya bar a White Walker's face and kill the Night King? P.S. She can now also take Baelish's face now that he is available. She could technically take Littlefinger for sure. Yes. We've speculated on that before about her coming to the end game, about killing the Night King in some way, but we just don't know how that works. I mean, how do you cut off an ice monster's face? It's not quite the same thing.
Can't be.
So we have speculated that she would come into the end game with that type of thing, maybe even with a dagger, the Valyrian steel dagger. But I don't know. We just don't know how that works. Let's see.
And I believe that there's, since he made them all basically, that there's got to be some kind of bond he could feel and know a difference between. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, would somebody just be able to walk up beside him and with a fake face and I don't know, who knows, you know what I mean, and him not know it. Yeah. And sneak up on him essentially.
One of those plastic Halloween masks with a rubber band like we wore in the set.
Yeah. That would be
ready to report, sir.
Exactly. But she accidentally gets the actual Night King mask, and it looks just like him because nobody else has horns. Yeah. And she's standing there, there's two, and he looks over and goes, "What the fuck? The fuck you doing with that mask on?" Bobby Orr, hey, here we go. Q&A. This is important. Bojangles or Cookout? Bojangles, man. Yeah, every time. Yeah. Now, I don't eat Cookout because I can grill hamburgers in the backyard.
Now, I liked Cookout. When we were cable guys, they had the most bang for your buck combo on the run. I did like that, but now I don't go to Cookout at all.
The one time I grabbed that, one time I got sick and I never ate there again. Not that it probably would make me sick again. You know how it is, though. You eat at a place, get sick, and you think about you associate it with that place.
Mike, the hell is Bojangles?
Chicken and biscuits all day. All day. All right. Kai of the... We'll grab a couple more here before we get off here because it's almost 1 o'clock. I see two here. Kai of the No Clan, Davos Sand. Q&A, do you think we're going to see dragon armor now that Dany knows her dragons can be killed and maybe a Valyrian steel dragon lance? Compliments of Gendry. I've been saying that. I wish they would have, but you would think that they would have, directly after the Drogon incident, that would have happened quick. Yeah. Before she flew up to the wall.
Right.
So
I agree.
I think there should be, personally, just because it's cool. I mean, who wouldn't want dragon armor and a proper saddle, for Christ's sake?
Yeah.
But I think if they were going to do it, they would have already done that. I mean, but it's possible. Now that she's now lost him and sees that it's possible, yeah, I mean, it would be obviously smart to put some kind of armor on those guys. So I hope so. I hope so. But I mean, who knows? They got $5 million more per episode this year. I don't hear no bullshit about budget, especially with Ghost. And Misty of House Stark had this Q&A. If Arya uses a face to hopefully kill Cersei, whose face would you want her to use and why? I don't. I want Jaime to do it. A lot of people speculate she would use Jaime's, but I want her to use. I want Jaime to be himself. It's too poetic. Right. So I don't know. I don't want Arya to do it. I mean, I don't know if I had to pick one who would want. I mean, if I had to pick one, I guess I still want to be Jaime, just so Cersei would think it was Jaime.
Yeah.
And she doesn't reveal it. You know, she sees Jaime doing it, and that's the way she still gets the same shock value.
Here's the thing now. If Cersei goes to her grave believing that it was Jaime.
Yeah, it's still the same. That's the same thing. Exactly. As long as she don't do some snark. But she knows she would, though. She would ruin it. Because she would pull it off. And I want you to see a Stark.
You're right.
You know, exactly she would pull it off for sure. All right. All right, let me double check. No super chats. Let me double check this, and we got to get out of here. So I'll grab maybe one more or two from the regular chat, assuming this is all called up.
Of those masks, I'm sorry, this is on my mind. The plastic mask.
Plastic with the rubber band.
One year, my cousin was Snoopy.
What are you doing, buddy?
Right.
Snoopy?
Yeah. And so it was like the white mask with the Snoopy snout coming off kind of to the side.
Right.
Well, my aunt was all paranoid that he couldn't breathe in the thing.
Yeah, right. I remember that. Yeah. Are you sure you can breathe? We need to cut the nose out.
She didn't have anything. She took her cigarette and burnt a breathing hole. So he had this big brown hole in the middle of Snoopy's snout.
Because they did have the two little holes typically in the nose, but they were small.
This one was just eye holes and nothing else, but she made him one, and it was just a big brown. Ugh,
oh, Lord.
Cigarette burn.
And you can see the edges of it singed or whatever, I'm sure. Okay, so we do have 3 more Patrons that came in here.
Cool.
They refreshed finally. Sorry, guys. Ivan the Terrible is damaged from Patreon. We will get some late Euron character development references to blood magic, Ashai, larger plans beyond Cersei in Season 8. Some scenes with... Riddick, what are you doing? Why is he being bad? He's got to go out or something. I don't know what's going on. In Season 8, some scenes with Yara in the bowels of the Silence being brutalized in the place of damp hair. Yeah, I do think Yara will be there. I've said that before, Ivan. I think Yara will kind of take the place of damp hair in the Forsaken chapter. So I'm hoping her tongue's not cut out and all that stuff.
Me too.
But I do think that's where she'll be, and I think that's where Theon's got to go. So I do think we'll see that, and that's where Theon will probably sacrifice himself and Yara gets out somehow. So I do agree. Manny again, thank you, Manny, on Patreon. If the dead will rise the wall as if the dead will rise below the wall as a virus, why won't make the Night King unstoppable? Because all crypts rise and dead also of kings of Winterfell and Ned coming back undead. Yeah, well, it's like we were saying before, Manny. Anybody that was recently buried in those areas would rise up, but if you think about it, that's not a lot. Right. I mean, even with recent wars and stuff, I mean, you do got to kind of... They burn everybody at the Battle of Bastards, so you would have to be very recent buried dead people, and that wouldn't add a lot right now, but you know what I'm saying? And then the Crypts of Winterfell, like we're saying, it would have to be very recent Starks, because you got, Rickon and Ned, and I guess you could go back to probably Lyanna, this kind of current generation before the bones are deteriorated. So that's what we were saying. There's just not... wouldn't be a lot of Starks to raise from the dead. But yeah, that magic would absolutely raise anybody that's capable of that's left anywhere, as it kind of, we call it leaking down south from the wall area. And Doc Holiday on Patreon. Thank you, Doc Holiday, as usual. Do you think Mel might offer some insight on the Night King's motives if she finds out that he is the one sending visions in the fire? Then the Night King might be responsible for resurrecting Jon to help end the curse. Perhaps Mel has to sacrifice herself to trigger some magic to help break the curse. It would be kind of ironic since she was obsessed with sacrifices if she had to be sacrificed herself. Maybe Arya does it with Cat's Paw since they will meet again. Yeah, I mean,
like the idea of the Night King having something to do with John's resurrection.
Yeah, people have speculated that. People speculated Bloodraven having something to do with it. Now, obviously, in the show, that didn't happen. But the books could be a little different story because he did keep an eye on Jon. He's definitely keeping an eye on Jon up there through the Raven, Jorah Mormont's Raven. He's talking through the Raven. He's saying things. He essentially helps him get elected Lord Commander. It's like he needs him to die.
True.
For some reason. So that comes into what does he need from him magically in some way. But yeah, I agree with the Mel thing. I do think she will be a sacrifice in some way. We were saying that earlier, whether it's her doing some magical thing just to take out a group of White Walkers or save Arya or Jon himself or even Dany for that matter, whatever, I think she will die by fire, be a sacrifice in some way. I think it's absolutely going to happen. I don't know the exact details about how that would be. We talked a little bit about Arya before, her meeting again. But I think that, she will meet Arya again. That's definitely going to happen. Now, the question is, does she meet Arya in her real form? Or is she wearing the choker and taking the potions like she needs to be? So, we'll see. We'll see. But I do think she will die via sacrifice. And that'll be almost her penance for all the sacrifice and Shireen and... She's sorry for it. She believes she's doing the right thing and all that stuff. So, anyway, I do think she goes out by fire and with her burning in some way. So, hopefully she takes a few White Walkers or something with her. All right, so I think we're good.
Yeah.
We are good. Let me check. Okay, so, yeah, it's we'll do one more from the regular chat. Let's get one more good one. Yeah, I would like to see that too, Misty of House Stark. I want to see Melisandre redeem herself in some way, and I think she will. Let's see. Yes, actually, let me talk about this. HHH 1200 has want to see the figure of Mel as a white. Yeah, this was kind of cool. George R. R. Martin had this figure of Melisandre that they sell, and she's in her regular red robes and fire and all that stuff. He had one sent to him where she was a white.
Really?
It's all white. She's standing on a different, like almost a snowy thing. Like it's a figure. So I don't remember the model or maker now. But I don't know if he ordered that or if somebody just sent that to him as a gift from the toy maker.
That is really.
But that,
really
of course,
cool.
brought on the speculation about the new Night Queen type thing. And think about this. I was going to say this earlier when we were talking about Melisandre. She was born a slave. She's 200, whatever years old. Imagine if for all these sacrifices and shit she's done, there's no Night King death in the end, and she has to live the rest of her days as an undead Ice Queen.
Oh my God!
And they do have to go away, and again with some pact versus him actually dying. Now, I don't buy that because I do think this time it's got to change.
Right.
I think you do have to break the cycle this time, and he's got to die. But. What did you see?
Celtic Moon.
Was it up?
Right there.
Celtic Moon. What is the name of the Discord channel? It is Smokescreen. It's right now it's Patreon only. Celtic Moon. And I'm trying. And so I've got some rooms in there, and it's starting to get a little more active. But that is a Patreon only right now reward, and that's for any level of Patreon. So right now, that's what it is. I'm thinking about maybe expanding or at least some rooms of that as I do the gaming stuff a little bit more on the gaming channel. But right now, you can get through that through Patreon. It will automatically link you to that. It's linked with the Patreon account, the actual Discord server. So right now, that's the way it's set up, but I may add some other rooms for other things with the gaming stuff and all that as well. All right, Tarzan. Oh, well, we got Tarzan up in the house. Where'd it go? I just saw it. I lost it.
Mel is not under the table, Paula.
No.
She was here last week, but we didn't stream, so we just kind of hung out in the bedroom.
Right. Alex Kirk, Q&A, will Wildfire be used versus the others? I don't know. But I hope so. I hope they threw that in there for that to kind of give us an idea. They have all these other weapons, and Bran saw it in the vision. We talked about that before. So I hope so, but I think Cersei may try that trick one more time, and that's when Jaime kills her because she's going to try to go out and take everybody with her. And when I'm trying to find what Tarzan said, I lost it. Is the Night King? Oh, here it is. It's the Night King Snoke. Yes. Tarzan, I hope Snoke is the actual. Now I'm thinking about it, since they're probably not going to go the Darth Plagueis route. I hope Snoke is at least like the Sith Emperor, Vitiate. I believe it's pronounced Vitiate or I never knew the pronunciation right. From the old Republic days. That would be a very cool way to tie it in. He was a Sith Emperor for around like 1,500 years because he could essence transfer. That'd be a good tie-in with the old Republic stuff. All right, we are good here, I think.
Yeah.
Good here. Let's do one more, and we're out of here. One more. And I think we're good there.
Yep.
All right. Got to get a good one. Got to get a good one. What we got? It's Mike. Man, I don't. Not sure, man. Let's see.
Aaron.
Aaron
Says, will Dawn, Sword of the Morning, have any more play?
No, not. I mean, the show not in the show for sure. The sword may come into play in the books again. But if I don't know if you've heard me say before, Aaron. Where is Aaron right now? What's in the box?
Oh, Shag Hannessy's office.
That's right. Oh, that's so classic. The sword may come back into play. I don't think that Ashara Dane is and all that stuff. I think that's Ned's backstory. I've said it
think so too.
a million times. That's Ned's backstory. He was in love with her. I'm sure he had to do his duty and all that whole thing with honor. Leave her to go marry because Brandon died. So I think that's the Dane storyline myself, essentially, to simplify it. All right, and the last one, Mamma Mia. Why do you think Dawn has such power, seeing as it's not Valyrian steel? Well, I mean, I think it's it's made from a meteorite, obviously. So I just think it's the properties of that particular metal, and it's really one of those things where in that civilization, it's a very advanced metal like Valyrian steel.
Right.
So it's a natural version of it from a fallen star.
Yeah.
Whereas Valyrian steel is a blood magic version that Valyrians learned, which I think is fire and blood.
Oh, too.
And maybe obsidian involved in that too, like we talked about before.
Yep.
So I think they're essentially the same thing. One's just natural and one was magical.
I think so too.
Made with fire and blood. So, all right, and let's see. One more from Peter Wozy. How do you think? How do you guys think the wall would have come down? Oops, I'm losing it. How do you think the wall would have come down or would have gotten past if the Night's King never got a dragon? Well, Peter, I thought that he was going to simply. The brand thing was going to happen. He passes, he breaks the spell, and then the Night King tracked him because it's like I guess it's a one-time tracking device apparently.
Right.
So I mean, it should still be there, but I thought that we saw with the cave essentially what was going to happen with the wall.
Yeah.
Where he touched the ground and it cracks it.
Right.
It's just on a bigger scale. That was my initial guess because it's like if you can do that, wouldn't he use that more often?
Yes.
And then Bran crosses the wall thinking, okay, I know I'm going to go through this wall with this mark, but I've got to tell Jon all this stuff. I've got to get Danny, all this stuff he sees to get going.
Yes.
Because we have the Prince that was promised right now. I got to go through it and take the chance.
And when you laid that out, it made so much sense that they were setting it up with the cave.
It did, but they did the twist on the Dragon Rider instead. So anyway, that's the way I thought it was going down. He was going to come up and touch the ground, and you saw this huge crack, and the wall starts falling. But they went the Dragon route, which is a good twist on the Dragon Rider thing. I think it's fine and sad at the same time. We knew it couldn't be clean. We knew we wasn't keeping all the dragons. So
that was such a great visual, that dragon burning that wall.
It was. The first little part was kind of odd. He was so fast. At least the way they showed it. It's like he was like too fast with the holes in his wings and shit. But it was a great shot with the blue flame melting.
Bushnell has a question for you.
Mike, what video game are you playing? I'm playing Call of Duty, I was going to say Modern Warfare, World War II, and Dead by Daylight again because they have Freddy now. So I just put a little Freddy clip up yesterday, I think, or the day before on the gaming channel. And I have a bunch of recorded Call of Duty games and Freddy games as killer on Dead by Daylight. And I'm going to stream it when I can. I just hadn't yet. So I'll be doing that stuff on the gaming channel, streaming Dead by Daylight and modern. Keep saying Modern Warfare. Damn it, Call of Duty World War II. Just got it, and of course we got Star Wars coming out next week. Battlefront 2 next week or week after. I think maybe 27th, something like that. So that's what I'm playing. Yes, Call of Duty. All right, so I think we're good. We got to get out of here. It's 1 o'clock. So thank you guys for hanging out. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone on Patreon. Really appreciate that as well. Again, keep in mind, Patreon does have Discord server now, like I was just talking about. I will create more rooms as we need them for different topics. Matter of fact, I just added a Stranger Things room. And if you're not familiar with Discord, it's not only a chat server. You can download the app to your phone. Desktop little app. It's quick and easy to do, and you can chat with people anytime, 24/7. You can also voice chat with people, so you can talk to people through your phone or through the computer, and chat all day long about whatever. So I'll add some more rooms as we need them, whatever. And right now that is available through Patreon for my particular server anyway. So
I'll do that, Deborah. I see that.
I think that's everything. So yeah, look forward to, as far as this channel. Tomorrow, the side effect coming out again, not on YouTube yet. Tomorrow, that's gone for now. We'll fix that, but it will be out on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and then from this channel, I think I got the next batch to do. I think I need to do the next batch of foreshadowing vids first. And if there's any particular news that breaks about Game of Thrones or filming or whatever, it's something big.
Yeah.
It's not just your standard. Okay, they're filming today. Then I'll obviously break in and do that really quick. So. Anyway, and I guess we'll be streaming Sunday. I'm assuming, unless something changes.
I'm excited. Yeah.
I think we'll just come back Sunday night as well. So, all right. So, thanks you everybody. Thanks to all the mods. Appreciate it. Thanks for everybody hanging out and all the mods doing all that work, grabbing questions and all that good stuff. And thanks for all the little donations through Patreon. Obviously, for you guys on Patreon, that keeps this channel going because everything's way down during the off season. So thanks for that. Thank you for everybody on Streamlabs, as well as all the super chat donations. Appreciate that. So everybody have a good night, have a good week, be safe, and we'll see you Sunday.
Cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king. But perhaps I can